Okay, it's live. So what was the last point we discussed? Access to road by toll charges, no? Okay. So we have few more additional exemption to discuss before we move to registration. So, okay, next one, let us look at the next exemption. Next exemption has a series of exemptions given. I've just collected everything into one category and then I'm trying to explain it to you. Providing vehicle on hire. So you can actually give different type of vehicle on hire, isn't it? I can give trucks on hire, car on hire, bike on hire, anything. Okay, bus on hire. So what and all type of motor vehicle will get the exemption is the question. So they're saying that providing vehicle on hire to a state transport undertaking, but that motor vehicle should be more than for motor vehicle should be for carrying more than 12 passengers, which means that they're not talking about car or SUVs, they're talking about buses to state transport undertaking, either Tamil Nadu state transport undertaking or Kerala state transport undertaking, anything it can be. So, say KSRTC, okay, that will be exempted. Similarly, providing vehicle on hire to a goods transportation agency. A goods transport vehicle is given on hire to GTA. That's also exempted. Subcontract of transport of students, staff, faculty to preschool till higher secondary. We already have learned that if I give the transportation services to student, staff, faculty to a preschool till higher secondary, it is exempted. Even subcontracting of that, which means that to a person who's actually doing this pickup and drop for the students, children, the school students, I am giving him a vehicle on hire. That is also exempted, it seems like. Then the last one is an amendment. This is the latest addition to it. To a local authority, they're not talking about government here, they're talking about a local authority. What they're giving it on hire? An electrically operated vehicle meant to carry more than 12 passengers. An EOV meant to carry more than 12 passengers, if you're giving to a local authority, that is also exempt from GST. Now let me give you example and then try to bring further understanding to it. I'll draw an example for you. Vehicle on hire. Say, suppose Sanjay has following vehicle with him. He has a truck. He has a bus. He has another bus which he recently bought. That bus has a specialty. What is that specialty? It's an EV. It's an electric bus. See, green. You have seen now electric vehicles are having green number plates. Then okay. I have another van. a small van. So these are the vehicles that I have. And what is that? What is the service that I'm into? I'm into providing service of providing vehicle on hire. Now I've given this truck on hire to Agarwal GTS. And they are paying 50,000 per month. Taxable or exempt? This is exempt. Because providing goods transport vehicle to a GTA is exempt from GST, whatever higher charges I get. Second one, I have a bus, 32-seater. It is given on hire to KSRTC. You might not get money, but for the example's sake, let us assume that you're getting 1 lakh per month. Is it taxable or exempt? Taxable or exempt? That's again exempt. What is that you're doing? You're giving a motor vehicle meant for more than 12 passengers to a state transport undertaking. Third one, it's an electric bus. It is given to Kochi Corporation. Which is a local authority. And they are paying 1,50,000 per month. Is it taxable or exempt? Again, this is also exempt. That's the last one. Again, the vehicle is same. Vehicle is for carrying more than 12 passengers, but it's an electric vehicle and it is given to a local authority. Then it will be exempt. Then last one, this is a little tricky. I have a van that is given on rent to Mr. Kumar, who is actually providing services to Don Bosco School. What is that service? Transportation of SSF. And for that, school is paying Kumar 50,000 rupees. Is this 50,000 exempt or taxable? Is it exempt or taxable? That is exempt. Because transportation of student, staff, faculty to preschool. Now, for that purpose, Kumar has taken this van on hire and Kumar is paying 25,000 to Mr. Ram, who's having a van. Is this 25,000 exempt or taxable? That is also exempt. This is the understanding of subcontract. Okay. So to somebody who's providing students, transportation of students or faculty, they are actually taking a vehicle on hire. That is also exempt. Is it clear? Can I have a yes? Then next is technology incubating. Now let's look at two wordings which are very similar. Technology incubating means a startup which is researching on technology. If their turnover is less than 50 lakhs and operation is less than 3 years, they can get GST exemption. Now, biotechnology incubators. Incubators means techno park. So if there is a techno park which is concentrated only on biotechnology, their services are also exempt. Licensing by FSSAI, Food and Safety Authorities license. Okay, you would have seen no FSSAI number, license number, and all is there on every food product. It's mandatory. So that licensing charges, they see for application, they charge 100 rupees. Based on turnover, it is going to increase from 100 rupees. It starts for 1 year license. So that amount does not have any GST. Then collecting and providing news. Collecting and providing news. I'll give you a few examples. Suppose advertising in newspaper, is it taxable or not taxable? Advertising in newspaper. So Kalyan Jewelers did a full page advertisement on Hindu newspaper or Madhrubhumi or Manorama newspaper. It is taxable. So every advertisement is taxable in news media. Okay. Suppose there are few entities. Okay. Suppose our friend Danny is an independent journalist. Okay. There are a lot of independent journalists. No, they go ahead and then research about items and they prepare. They will be attached to a news agency. Like there are agencies like Press Trust of India, PTI, United News of India. These are all agencies who are having a lot of journalists inside. They prepare the news. And if the news is of good value, then that news will be bought by these news companies. Okay. Like all these newspapers and magazines and everybody buys that. Now, this Press Trust of India has paid 5,000 rupees to Danny for preparing a news. Is it taxable or not taxable? That is exempt. Collecting news is exempt. Similarly, Press Trust of India sold this news to NDTV or sold this news to Hindu newspaper. That is also exempt because collecting and providing news is exempt. Then public libraries. Public libraries are exempt. What about private libraries? Now, if you're in Ernakulam, this is Ernakulam Public Libraries there. Last lockdown, I got a membership in that library, so that I thought of maybe I'll buy a lot of books. But latest books are very rare to come there. But then all the books are still available. I found few books which are very costly, so that was worth it. So public libraries membership fees. So their membership for lifetime is around 8,000 rupees. So that is not subject. They did not charge me any GST. But there are other private libraries like Nettur libraries, Grandapura library. They do pick up and drop, and there are a lot of private extra features that they have. And those library charges are actually subject to GST. Then services by foreign diplomatic mission in India, which means an embassy in India. Foreign countries will have embassies that is located in India. What are the services they provide? These embassies in India, what service they provide? Station, visa processing, a lot of services that they provide in India. So these embassy services are exempt from GST. Okay, now let's read these two together. Services by NCCC, National Center for Cold Chain Development. Next, preconditioning, pre-cooling, etc. on fruits and vegetables to increase the durability. Now I'll connect these two and then explain. First of all, right now, do we have seasons for mangoes? We don't have. Mango trees are having seasons for sure, but then we really don't have seasons these days. No, mango juices are available across the seasons. Why is it possible? It's possible because we are able to store it throughout the year. Now, if the mangoes, if I take and then store it in the same order, like I pluck the mango from the mango tree and store it in the same method, will that mango trees survive for the entire year? No, in 1 week it will be rotten. So there is a process that needs to be done. So first of all, for the fruits to stay for a longer time, it needs to be dried. We already know this. Okay, dried fish will last for a very long time. Our parents knew this. Dried spices will last for a very long time. Our ancestors knew this. So this itself is we are now applying. Dry fruits and dried things are all kept for a very long time because that will make us that will last for a long time. Now, Salem mangoes. Last time Salem mangoes were like wasted a lot. The prices had gone really low because of COVID. The demand was very less. So what they have done is that they will say, for suppose I have 100 kg of Salem mango available with me, and I approached somebody to process it so that I can make it a pulp and then store it. Now for processing this, they are charging that. Now processing becomes a service. Now they're processing it so that it can increase the durability. Now processing charges for 1 kg is 2 rupees. And they're saying that for 100 kgs, it will be 200 rupees. Is it subject to GST? No. Reason being, preconditioning, pre-cooling, etc. for fruits and vegetables for durability is exempt. Similarly, you have cold chain storage, similar storage for a very long time. So there are a lot of cold chain storage facility by an organization at national level called as National Center for Cold Chain Development. Their services are also exempt. Now, slaughtering of animals, kashap shop, that is also exempted. Then, organizer to a business exhibition outside India. I'll give you the context here and you will be able to visualize the transaction. Suppose Tata is coming up with new electric vehicle. You know that, right? Okay. Now Tata Motors have made very good vehicles. What's the specialty of Tata Motors vehicle? Why they became very popular these days? Now Tata's advertisement. Will I get some charges from Tata? No. Safety, yes, because we never used to, in India, nobody used to care about safety. We always look at budget. Okay. Seatbelt also, if you remove, no problem. I will still buy that vehicle if it's like 20,000 less. So they said, no, Tata said, no, we will give you budget vehicle, but with very good safety. It's like 5-star safety and all that. So that has become the hallmark of Tata products these days. And they had got a lot of technology support from JLR, like Jaguar Land Rover. So that company was acquired by Tata. So that technology helped them, and it even helped them in design. You can see that, there are few vehicles like they have Harrier and all that. It looks exactly like the Discovery. So it's okay. Anyway, so if you're into cars and things, you would understand what I'm saying. Otherwise, you leave that. Now, Tata decides that they wanted to go ahead with Expo in US, say New York Auto Expo. They wanted to showcase their vehicle. Now they have approached an agency in India who will take this particular vehicle for exhibition there. Now, whatever you pay for that particular charges, that will be exempted from GST. So an organizer to a business exhibition outside India, that charges will be exempted from GST. So if the exhibition is happening in New York and I provide services relating to organizing that in New York, then it is exempt from GST. Then providing information under RTI Act. Now, we know that Right to Information Act gets you a lot of benefits, including as a CA student, you are now allowed to take your mark list out and you can check whether the marks that has been awarded to you is correct or not. So that particular activity, like providing this information on RTI, you will have to first pay some amount on RTI application. That RTI application amount is like 10 rupees, 20 rupees. That does not have any GST. Okay. This is important. They have asked multiple questions in this. Services to recognized sports body by another recognized sports body, or an individual as player, referee, umpire, coach, or team manager. So they're talking about 5 capacity of an individual. So services are provided to a recognized sports body. First of all, what is a recognized sports body? Can you think and then give me an example of any recognized sports body? Yes, BCCI is a recognized sports body. Everybody is talking about BCCI. There are multiple recognized sports body. How do we identify? There's a huge list of recognized sports bodies they have given. And the last list actually talks about BCCI kind of entities. They're saying that if there is an entity which handles a sport in international level, like ICC, their affiliate in India will be considered to be a recognized sports body. Similarly, like FIFA's affiliate in India. or any national level sports body would be considered to be a recognized sports body. Say sports federation, football federation, hockey federation, all of them will be considered to be a recognized sports body. This is services provided by them or to them. They're saying to them by another recognized sports body. Say hockey federation received some services from BCCI. Okay, some endorsement or some service was provided by BCCI to hockey federation. Some technical support that will be exempted. One recognized sports body to another recognized sports body. Another one is an individual is giving services to a recognized sports body. So an individual can give services to a recognized sports body in multiple capacity. Say a painter, an individual painter did painting for BCCI building. He's also providing service. And an advocate or a chartered accountant like me provided some consultancy services. That's also an individual. Will we get exemption? We provide services to recognized sports body. Answer is no. Who will get? 5 capacity of people. 1, player of a recognized sports body providing services. To give you a very easy example, who's your favorite cricket player? Let's take cricket for example and BCCI for example. Okay, different MSD. Okay. Who's currently playing? So I'm a huge MSD fan for sure. I'm like Dhoni forever kind of a guy. Before that it was Sachin, Dhoni, like Rohit Sharma, Mumbai Indians. R. Ashwin, that's good. Ashwin is a very nice cricket player, very intelligent cricket player. Jaddu, okay, great. So good names. Okay, anyway, so you know that all of these people, when they play for BCCI will have to pay them something called as match fee. So suppose nobody has told about King Kohli, Virat Kohli. Virat Kohli is like an excellent player. Like it's like right now, I think he should be credited. I know that he's not going through a rough patch with respect to form. Like there is a very famous saying in cricket is that form is temporary, but class is permanent. So Virat Kohli is like that. He's a class player. Okay, he might have forms ups and downs for last few innings, but he's gonna come back and then eat everyone's mouth for sure. Such a nice guy. Okay, anyhow. Virat Kohli, you know that Virat Kohli, when he plays for Indian BCCI, he gets a match fee, right? Okay, he gets match fee. And this match fee, will it be subject to, says 25 lakhs was paid by BCCI to Virat Kohli when he was playing for playing against Australia. Taxable, not taxable? It's exempted because it's an individual as a player providing services to BCCI. Now, Virat Kohli is also a player of Royal Challengers Bangalore. Now, he's providing services to Royal Challengers Bangalore. Is it subject to GST? Why is it taxable? Why is it taxable? Because it is not a recognized sports body. Royal Challengers Bangalore is a franchise. It's not a recognized sports body. Correct. That's how you should identify. When examination question came in, they said, Mr. Vishal Gupta, a cricket player, provided services to Future Cricket Club, which is a cricket club recognized by Future Group. And Future Group has paid 30 lakhs to Vishal Gupta. Taxable, not taxable? Should I repeat the question? Vishal Gupta is a cricket player. He provided services to Future Cricket Club, which is a recognized cricket club by Future Group. Will that be a recognized sports body? No. Recognized sports body means national level sports body, not something that is recognized by Future Group. Exam question came in. Because they have used the word recognized, people will get confused. Recognized sports body is national level sports bodies only. Okay. Then who is the other capacity? Referee. Say match referee. Javagal Srinath was a match referee for a very controversial match. Okay. Then umpire. Who's your favorite umpire? These days, umpires are having very less relevance. Okay, in our times in the sense like the time where Simon Tuffle, Billy Bowdens were like the best favorite umpires. You remember, no? Billy Bowden. Simon Tuffle was like very, very clear on his decision, and his success rate is really high. Now we have Nitin Menon is a very good umpire now. Okay, that's a very good name that you have put in, Adarsh. He's a very good umpire. If you look at his reviews, are like his decisions are pretty correct most of the time. So he probably could be the next upcoming good umpire. Anyway, so an umpire also will get from morning till evening. They're sitting, they're standing there, not even sitting, standing there. They have the risk of getting hit. They don't have a helmet. So all these are risks that they have, and they are paid some 5 lakh rupees by BCCI. Taxable, not taxable. It's not taxable. It's exempt. Coach Ravi Shastri or Rahul Dravid, he's getting some 1 lakh rupees or 10 lakh rupees from BCCI. Taxable, non taxable, not taxable. Team manager. Okay. So Ravi Shastri was a team manager earlier before he became coach. So his money as a team manager, that's also exempt. Okay. So 5 capacities you'll have to think. Player, referee, umpire, coach, team manager. Nothing else will get exemption. So a frequent question is, what about commentators? Who's your favorite commentator now? I have an all-time favorite. Harsha Bogle. So that's my pick. Literally, I have huge. Right now it's DK. Exactly. DK is fun too. He's good. He's good in that job. I never thought he would be that excellent in that job. The England one was very nice. His commentary was very nice. Anyhow, Harsha Bogle is in a different league altogether. He's been there in that role for a very long time. I'll tell you a very personal thing about me. Okay, when I was very small, I used to love watching cricket. Even today, if I don't have any work, you have a test match, I'll watch from morning till evening the test match. I'll sit there and watch, and I'll discuss. If you give me one more person, like whoever it is, not even having any idea about cricket, I'll just keep talking about how that ball should have been, how that decision should have been, what is the next tactical move. And even my partner in my firm, we keep doing that. We keep discussing how cricket match, who should be there on the playing 11 next and all that. Nowadays, we do the same for Premier League as well. So anyhow, and when I was very small, like I come from a very small village and Malayalam medium school and all that. So all my cousins used to hate hearing commentary because that was in English. None of us understand a thing what has been spoken in that commentary. Okay, so everybody wants to mute the commentary and then start watching the cricket. For me, I need commentary. Without commentary, I cannot watch. Whatever language it is, I need. So I used to watch commentary, and I used to mimic the commentary for a very long time. And I think that has something to do with me picking up English. I've picked up few words, like fantastic and all that. I've picked up from that. And I used to love the advertisement. I don't know. People generally change channels with advertisement. I used to just watch the advertisement. I used to love creativity. So at times it's repetitive. Anyhow, so commentator, is it taxable or not taxable? Commentator is also providing services to BCCI in terms of doing commentary. I had this very good opportunity once. I went to Chepauk Stadium. One of my client was actually part of Star Sports, and he called me up and he showed me how commentary is done, how live edit of cricket match is done. And wow, that was an experience for me. Again, okay, come back to our discussion. So commentators payment, is it taxable, not taxable? It is taxable. So multiple examination, they've asked commentator providing services to a recognized sports body, it is taxable. Similarly, curators or any technical assistants, all their services are taxable. Only 5 people you'll have to think: player, referee, umpire, coach, manager. That's the only thing that is exempt. Then operators of common biomedical waste treatment plant. What's the speciality or what's the problem with biomedical waste? We are actually looking into that as a very big problem these days because we are living through a pandemic. Biomedical waste, can it be treated with a normal mechanism? The answer is no. It needs to be. It's very hazardous. Correct. So it needs to be chemically treated. So every hospital requires an agency who does biomedical waste treatment properly. Then only they'll get hospital clinical establishment license will be given only after that. So operators of common biomedical waste treatment plant will be charging, say Apollo Hospital or Aster Hospital has appointed a biomedical waste treatment plant and they're charging 10 lakh rupees monthly for treating their biomedical waste. Is it taxable or not taxable? The answer is not taxable. Public conveniences like washrooms and all that, it is not taxable. Like 1 rupee, 2 rupee you pay for public conveniences like washroom, toilets and all that, it's not taxable. Now this is events of FIFA under 17 World Cup. This was taken by COVID, so it does not make any relevance in discussing FIFA under 17 2020 World Cup. It was there in your text, so I just added it up there. Now let's look at the next one. This is interesting. Now, actually speaking, the important ones are over, but since your textbook has all of them inside it, it's important we completely cover the exemption so that you can go ahead and then read the textbook once today. So you get complete clarity on every transaction that comes in there. Services by governmental entity. We have already discussed what is governmental entity. So governmental entities are constituted for functions of government, central government, state government, local authority, and all that. So governmental entities providing services to government, central government, state government, local authority, where consideration is grant. So it's very simple. Grant given by government to governmental entities exempted. So I remember somebody asked me the question about ambulance. Now I'll answer that. Ambulance services by National Health Mission. National Health Mission has so many ambulances. They have a common number and you can get the ambulance. Now, National Health Mission, suppose they have 1,000 ambulances in Kerala. Now, apart from that, they have tie-up with private ambulances, like another 1,000 people who are having ambulances in their own name. They have tie-up with them. So both ambulance services by NHM as well as private service provided to government in relation to ambulance service is also exempted. Then general insurance by government. So this is an area where I don't want you to spend a lot of time because there are a lot of insurance schemes, premiums which are exempted. So general insurance scheme, where they said generally insurance premiums are generally, you think about leave the special areas or government schemes, generally premium on insurance, is it taxable or exempt? Generally, what's your general perception? Suppose LIC is giving you an insurance, is it taxable or exempt? Insurance premium, you're taking an insurance from LIC or you're taking insurance from HDFC or New India Assurance. It is generally taxable. It's not exempt. It is generally taxable. Insurances are generally taxable. What is exempt? Few government schemes are exempt. First of all, if there is general insurance, there are two types of insurance. One is life insurance, which is insurance on the life of a person. Then there is general insurance, which includes vehicle insurance, health insurance, and property insurance, and a lot of other insurances. Okay, so general insurance by government, which means it could be health, it could be house, property, whatever it is. They said for employees, students, police are exempt. For employees of government, students and police, if the insurance premium, even private general insurance is exempted if premium is paid by government for its employees. Which, what is that they're saying? They're saying insurances that is given to government for their employees or for students and police, that is exempt. Okay, health insurances. Now, life insurance, there are few schemes which are exempt. One is NPS, National Pension Scheme Annuity is exempt. Army General Group Insurance. So Army Group Insurance is also exempt premium. Then there are a lot of schemes that is Prime Minister related schemes. And you can easily identify, say, no, there is some Hindi words or there is some Prime Minister attached to it. I'll give you a few schemes name. Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana. Pradhan Mantri Adal Pension Yojana. You can identify, you don't need to learn this. You hear the scheme, you give exemption. Easy. This is important. A micro insurance policy. Again, micro insurance policy has been defined as a policy where sum assured is less than or equal to 2 lakh. And they have been categorized as micro insurance policy, small insurance policy, where premium is exempted. So if the sum assured is less than or equal to 2 lakh and it's a micro insurance policy, then premium is exempt. So small policies one. Look at this point. This has been asked in examination at final level multiple times. Now, we've been talking about services provided by government earlier. What about services provided to government, local authority, governmental entity? Who will provide services to government? A lot of them. Specifically, if you look at, now let me ask you this question. You know that Kerala has this thing called PWD department. Now, whether Kerala government directly does the roads or they give it in contracts. What is the method in which they do infrastructure? They give it on contract, or they'll directly do. They'll have employees who are directly laying roads. They give contracts. That's why they call them as PWD contractors. You've seen Vellanagarda Nadu, no? The movie. So PWD contractors are there, a lot of them. So these PWD contractors are the ones who are actually providing PWD roads. Now, who will pay money for them? These contractors will get money from whom? Who pays the money? Government. Okay. So who's the service recipient here? Who's the service recipient? Who's the recipient of supply? It's government. Okay. So we are talking about those services provided to government. When will I have exemption? They said if it's a pure labor contract. So I'm going and giving the government only labor, not having any composite supply of goods and service. Or this is one exemption. Or if it's a composite supply, which means if it's a works contract which has both goods and service, the goods value should be less than or equal to 25% of the total contract value. Now, government has given a contract to a person to design a planning area. Okay, so they wanted to design a garden in Kochi. For that, they have given a contract. Now, for designing this particular garden in Kochi, they want to design a garden in Kochi, and to design this particular garden in Kochi, they have given a quote of 20 lakhs. Okay, for DPR, detailed project report is that they are asking 20 lakhs. So a consultancy company provided the services to Kerala government. They prepared the design and submitted a detailed project report for 20 lakhs. Taxable or exempt? Supplier, a consultancy firm. Recipient, government. GST applicable, not applicable. Is it pure labor contract or composite supply of goods and service? They have done a report. Is it pure labor or composite supply? This is the mechanism in which generally government does government gives the project. Okay, first they will ask consultant to prepare a project report. Then based on the project report approval, they'll give contract to people to construct it. Now, a consultancy company has provided this project report to government for 20 lakhs. Is it taxable or exempt? Give me your guess. It's pure labor and it will be exempt. Now, somebody is constructing this particular garden for the government. Okay, they're doing land shaping and everything. And the contract value is 1 crore. And their goods that they're going to give in that particular contract, supply of goods also included. And the material cost is 20 lakhs. Total value of the contract for constructing this garden is 1 crore. In that goods value is 20 lakhs. Is it exempt or it's not exempt? It's still exempt. Only condition they are saying that it should be for a function entrusted to Panchayat or municipality under Article 243G, 243W. For that purpose, it should be. Okay. For functions of Panchayat or municipality under Article 243G, 243W. Like urban development is a activity under 243G, 243W. Then general insurance scheme by governments are exempted. You have a list of activities there. Then look at the next one. This is a very interesting one. Services by fair price shop. What is a fair price shop? It's nothing but ration shop. Let me ask you this question. I think all of us have been to ration shop because of COVID. At least once we would have gone there. Now, this ration shop, is it having government employees? Is it directly run by government, or it is given on a agency? It's agency. Suppose I got a ration shop license. What is my income? What is income for the ration shop licensee? I got a ration shop license. I'm running a ration shop in my hometown. What is the income for me? Commission. We call it margin. On the product that is being sold, you will get something called margin. Who pays this amount to you? Government. So the services by fair price shop, ration shop to government for sale of food grains, kerosene, sugar, etc., where consideration is margin, is exempt. That commission is exempt from GST. Then services of training programs to which expense is borne by government, central government, state government, union territory. Whenever there is a training program and expense is borne by government, that's also exempt. Then services by GST network, not GSTIN, GSTN to government. So GSTN is the one which is handling GST portal. So GST portal requires a lot of IT support, isn't it? Now, all of these are taken care by GSTN. Now, who will fund GSTN? Who will give money to GSTN to do all this? Portal development, all that activity. Who will give the money? Government. Now, whether that is taxable, if that is taxable, you think about it. Government collects consideration plus GST from GSTN. Then government takes separately GST and then pays to GSTN. Come on, it's between, it's between your family. So don't charge GST on that. That's specifically exempt. Okay, that's the understanding. Is it clear, guys? So our exemption is over. Let's look at questions. Near question bank, I have given an MCQ booklet which is by ICAI. Okay. Let's look at these questions. Question number 1, you have to give me answers. Okay. XN company, a registered supplier of Meghalaya, wants to opt for composition levy. The turnover limit for composition levy is how much? Meghalaya, 75 lakhs. Very good. Correct. Next. Next is registration. I have not taken that. Third question. Which of the following services are exempt under GST? Testing of agriculture produce, supply of farm labor, warehousing of agriculture produce. A, 1, B, 1 and 2, C, 2 and 3, D, 1, 2 and 3. It's all of them. Okay. D is the correct answer. Fourth question. Mr. Narayan Goyal has booked a room on rent in Sunshine Hotel for the purpose of lodging on 10th of August. GST is not payable by Mr. Narayan Goyal in case value of supply for the same is 800, 6,000, 11,000, 1,500. Which is the correct answer? It should be less than or equal to 1,000. So 800 would be the correct answer. Fifth question. Input tax credit is not available in respect of services on which tax has been paid under composition levy, free sample, goods used for personal consumption. 1, 1 and 2, 2 and 3, 1, 2 and 3. Which is the block to credit here? All of them. So D is the correct answer. It is not taken. That's an invoice, consolidated tax invoice. Seventh question. Services of road transport of goods by dash are exempt from GST. You have to fill the dash. One is road, inland waterways, GTA, courier agency. Don't jump to the answer. Answer is going to be given here. They're saying 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 1 and 4, or 1 except 3 and 4 and 2. What is 1 and 2 and 2 and 3 and all that? Let's look at. 1 is road, second is inland waterways, third is GTA, fourth is courier. Which is the correct answer? Again, 1 is road, second is inland waterways. Third is GTA, fourth is courier. D is the correct answer because it says by road other than GTA and courier and inland waterways. Very good. Transportation of dash by rail from Chennai to Gujarat are exempt from GST. Pulses, military equipments, electric equipments, jaggery. Answer is 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Sorry, 1 and 3, 2 and 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Which one is correct? What is correct? It is A, which is correct because pulses are exempted, military equipments are exempted. Electric equipments, jaggery are not exempted. So A is the correct answer. Ninth question. Services by way of warehousing of dash is exempt from GST. Tea, jaggery, betel leaves, processed cashew nuts. Option A, 1 and 4, B, 1, 2 and 3 and 4, C, 4, D, 1, 2 and 3. D is the correct answer, 1, 2 and 3. Except processed cashew nuts, all others are included in that warehousing. GST is not payable by recipient of service in the following cases. Services provided by way of sponsorship to ABC Limited. Services supplied by Director of Galaxy Limited to Mr. Krishna. Services by Department of Post by way of Speed Post to MNO Limited. Services supplied by Recovery Agent to SNSP Bank. So they're saying that which are the cases where it is not payable by recipient. Which are the cases? One is sponsorship to ABC Limited. Is it under RCM? Then services by Director of Galaxy to Mr. Krishna. Third one, services by Department of Post to MNO Limited. Then recovery agent to a bank, which and all comes under forward charge. They're saying which is not under reverse charge, where it is not to be paid by recipient. What is the correct answer? This C, 2 and 3 is the correct answer. Why? Because director of a company should provide to that company to come under RCM. This is provided to someone else. Similarly, speed post comes under forward charge. Balance 2 are under reverse charge. Very good. This question is not taken. Okay, you can do even 12th question. Registration certificate granted to an NRTP, non-resident taxable person, is valid for dash days from the effective date of registration or period specified in registration application, whichever is earlier. How many days? Up to 90 days. Okay. Which of the following activities shall be treated neither as supply of goods nor as supply of service? Permanent transfer of business asset where ITC has been already availed on such assets. Is it neither supply of goods nor supply of service? Temporary transfer of intellectual property. Is it neither? Neither supply of goods nor supply of service means which schedule are we looking at? Neither supply of goods nor supply of service means which schedule are we looking at? Schedule 3 it is we are looking at. Now, is it a schedule 3 activity? All that we have to transportation of deceased, services by employee to employer in the course of employment. So which one all comes under schedule 3? 1 and 3, 2 and 4, 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Which one? It is these two that comes under negative list. So D is the correct answer. Balance in electronic credit ledger can be utilized against payment of. No, that is not taken. I will take it in. Okay, now this is an interesting question. Okay, question number 15. They have given 4 definitions of aggregate turnover. You watch out and tell me in each one whether it's an aggregate turnover definition or not. First, aggregate value of all taxable supply, excluding value of inward supplies, for which tax is payable on reverse charge basis and interstate supply. Okay. Exempt supplies, export of goods and service, interstate supplies of a person having same PAN, computed on all India basis. They're saying that it's all taxable supplies excluding tax payable under reverse charge and interstate supply. Is it aggregate turnover correct definition? No, this interstate supply, why should they exclude it? Then aggregate value of all taxable supply excluding value of inward supply for which tax payable under reverse charge basis, exempt supplies, export of goods and services, and interstate supplies of a person computed on each state separately. Is it aggregate turnover? No, it's all India basis, no? Then aggregate value of all taxable supplies, all taxable intrastate supplies, export of goods and exempt supplies of person having same PAN computed on each state separately. Is it the correct answer? Third one? No. So what should be the correct answer? We hope the fourth one would be the correct answer. Otherwise, we are in deep problem. Aggregate value of all taxable supply, excluding value of inward supplies on which tax is payable by a person on reverse charge, exempt supplies, export of goods or services, and interstate supplies of a person having same PAN computed on all India basis, but it excludes taxes if any charged under CGST, SGST, IGST. This is the aggregate turnover. #21. Can a registered person opting for composition scheme collect GST on his outward supplies? Yes, in all cases. Yes, only on such goods as may be notified by central government. What is the answer? No, I don't want to read the rest. He cannot collect. Okay, look at the next question, 22. In case of goods transportation agency services, tax is to be paid under forward charge if GST is payable at 12%, GST is payable at 5%, and the factory is registered under the Factories Act is the recipient. An unregistered individual end customer is the recipient of GTA service. A registered casual taxable person is the recipient of GTA service. What's the answer? A. GST is payable at 12%. This is the correct answer. Next question. Which of the following services are not exempt under GST? Not exempt. Okay. Yoga camp conducted by charitable trust registered under Section 12A of Income Tax Act 1961. Services provided by business correspondent to a rural branch of a bank with respect to savings bank account. Services provided by Cord Blood Bank for preservation of stem cells. Services provided by commentator to recognize sports body. This is the one, commentator. That is taxable. Which of the activity is a supply of service? Transfer of rights in goods or undivided share in goods without transfer of title. Transfer of title in goods. Transfer of title in goods under an agreement that which stipulates that property shall pass at a future date. Which is supply of service? Which is SOS? 1, 3, 1 and 3, 1, 2 and 3. Which one? Which one out of this? Only one is SOS. So A will be the correct answer. Balance both are supply of goods. Rama Limited has provided following information for the month of September. Intrastate outward supply 8 lakhs, interstate outward supply 5 lakh, turnover of exported goods 10 lakh, payment made for availing GTA services 80,000. Calculate the aggregate turnover of Rama Limited. 8 lakhs, 23 lakhs 80,000, 23 lakhs, 18 lakhs. $23 lakhs. Question 27. An exempt supply includes. You read the question and give me the answer. Exempt supply includes what? Nil rate, non-taxable, exempt. 1, 1 and 2, 1 and 2 and 3. What is it? All the 3. So it should be D, all of them. Okay, next question. Which of the following services are exempt from GST? Services by an artist by way of performance in classical art forms of painting, sculpture making, etc. with consideration thereof not exceeding 1.5 lakhs. Service by an artist by way of performance in modern art. First of all, classical art forms of painting, sculptures, no. Modern art, will I get exemption? No. Services by an artist by performance in folk and classical art forms of music, dance, theatre were consideration exceeding 1.5 lakhs? No. Artist, folk and classical art forms, music, dance, theatre, consideration not exceeding. So this is the correct answer. Services by way of admission to dash is not exempt, which is museum, national park, tiger reserve. Recognized sporting event where admission ticket costs 600, which is the correct answer. 600 rupees admission ticket is taxable. Discount given after the supply can be has been effected. If discount given after the supply has been effected is deducted from the value of taxable supply if it is there in the agreement. Discount is linked to the invoice. Proportionate ITC is reversed. This is the correct answer. All the 3. So D will be the correct answer. (31) In which of the following situation recipient needs to add the input tax credit availed by him to his output tax liability? A. If payment of supplies made under forward charge is not made to the supplier within 45 days from the date of invoice. If payment is, which is the answer, guys? Please don't make me read everything. Which is the answer? C. 180 days. If goods are received in lots or installment, what's the answer? 50% now. ITC can be availed upon receipt of last installment. Which one? Last installment. 34. Look at 34 question. For banking company using inputs and input services, partly for taxable supply, partly for exempt supply, which of the following statement is true? ITC shall be compulsorily restricted to the credit attributable to the taxable supply. 50% of eligible ITC shall be mandatorily taken in the month, rest lapse. Banking company can choose to exercise either option A or B, which is the correct answer. Either A or B. A supplier takes deduction of depreciation on the GST component of the cost of goods under income tax. Supplier can avail only 50% of the said tax component, cannot avail ITC on the said tax component, avail 100%. What is it? They cannot avail ITC because they have taken depreciation. Warehousing of dash is exempt. Rice, Minor forest produce jaggery coffee, which is exempt. Rice, minor forest produce jaggery coffee. Warehousing, all of them. Now, warehousing, storage and warehousing, now there is a new additional entry which exempt everything. Okay, let's look at the next question. Which of the following service received in the course of furtherance of business without consideration would amount to supply? This is without consideration. In the course of furtherance of business, which of them will amount to supply? Import of services by a person in India from his son well settled in US. Import of services by a person in India from his brother well settled in Germany. Import of services by a person in India from his brother wholly dependent on such person in France. Import of services by a person in India from his daughter wholly dependent on such person in India in Russia. Which one? From a related person it is. Okay. So which one will be a related person? Except for brother who is well settled, which means not dependent. Others are all children are anyway related person. Even brother wholly dependent will be a related person. So answer would be 1, 3, and 4. Which of the following person is not eligible for composition levy under subsection 1 and 2 of CGST Act, even though their aggregate turnover does not exceed 1.5 crores in the preceding financial year? A person supplying restaurant service. Person supplying restaurant service and earning bank interest. A person trading in ice cream. A person supplying service of repairing electronic items. Who was the one? Repairing electronic items. We have already learned restaurant can offer composition levy scheme. Interest is not included in their service turnover. They can offer composition levy scheme. Trading of ice cream is okay. What is not okay? Manufacturing of pan masala, tobacco, and ice cream and edible ice. Okay, so that is manufacturing only. Traders can opt. So repairing is a service that cannot offer composition levy scheme. Time of supply in case of reverse charge mechanism is date on which payment is made, date of immediately following 60 days, date of invoice. Which one? Service. Earlier of A and B. Okay. Which of the following does not fall under reverse charge provision in 9.3? 9.3. Services by arbitral tribunal to business entity provided sponsorship to a partnership firm, sponsorship provided to body corporate. So what should be the answer? D should be the answer because all of them are RCM. This is RCM, this is RCM, this is RCM. And renting of motor vehicles should be RCM only when the recipient is a body corporate. Here, other than body corporate. So that is under forward charge. Then 41. Which of the following services are exempt from GST? Admission to circus where entry ticket cost 550 per person. Interest charged on outstanding credit card balance. Services by an organizer to any person in respect of business exhibition held outside India. Services by foreign diplomatic mission in India. Which one? Foreign diplomatic mission. What is the problem? This exceeds 500. Credit card interest is taxable. This exhibition should be outside India. So this is the correct answer. ITC on motor vehicle used for making dash is supply, transportation of goods, taxable supplies of transportation of passengers, imparting training on driving. What is? What's the answer? All of them. Okay, so it should be T. Look at question number 46. In case of taxable supply of services by a non-banking financial company, invoice shall be issued within the period of dash from the date of supply of service. 45 days. Question 47. Where goods are being sent or taken on approval for sale or return are removed from the supply takes place, invoice shall be issued before at the time of supply or 6 months from the date of removal. Which one? earlier of A and B. Grandparents are never considered as related. Which one of the following statement is true? First one. Grandparents are never considered as related person to their grandson or granddaughter. Grandparents are always considered as related person. Grandparents are considered as a related person to the grandson or granddaughter only if they are wholly dependent on their grandson or granddaughter. Grandparents are considered as related person to their grandson if they are not dependent on their, which one? Is the correct answer? C should be the correct answer. Then question 52. Alcoholic liquor for human consumption is subject to what is it? Excise duty and value added taxes. Correct. State excise duty it is. '53. Mr. A has a tax invoice dated 21/2020 for services received by him. Its input credit is lost. 21/2020 means which financial year it is? 2020-21. What will be the last date of availing ITC? 20th October 2000 and 20th October 2021 it should be. So in tax invoice of 20, sorry, this is 2019-20. Sorry. Financial year is 1920. Okay, 2020 it is. So 1920 financial year. So it will be 20th of October 2020 or date of filing annual return for 1920, whichever is earlier. So D is the correct answer. Question number 54. Input tax credit shall not be available in respect of goods used for personal consumption, membership of a club provided by employer to its employees as per company's internal policy, travel benefits extended to the employees on vacation, such as leave or home travel concession as per internal policy. What is the question? In ITC is not available. On all the three, it is not available. Which of the following is not considered as goods under CGST Act? 10 paisa coin having sale value of 100, shares of unlisted company, lottery tickets, which is not considered as goods. 10 paise, we have discussed this now. I've shown you Flipkart and all that, you remember? Then so 20 paise or something, I've shown you that. It is just shares. Lottery ticket is actionable claims. They are goods. This is also having numismatic value. It will be good. So it is just 2. That is the only one. Question 57. Which of the following is treated as exempt under CGST Act? Sale of liquor, supply of healthcare services, transmission or of electricity under electricity transmission utility. Which one? Exempt supply definition, you remember? Exempt supply definition includes non-taxable supply also. So all of them are considered to be exempt supply. D is the correct answer. Which of the following is a recognized system of medicine for the purpose of exemption? Allopathy, Unani, Siddha, all of them. Which of the following services exempt under healthcare services provided by clinical establishments? A chemist shop in hospital selling medicines to public at large. Food supplied from an outsourced canteen to inpatients as per diet prescribed by hospital dietitian. C. Food supplied from an outsourced canteen in the hospital to the visitors or attendants of the patient. Advertisements provided by hospital to pharmaceutical company. Which one? B. That is the exempt one. Inpatients. In case of supply of goods of 5 lakh, following information is provided. Advance is received on 1st April. Invoice is issued on 15th. Goods removed on 25th. What is the time of supply? What's the time of supply, guys? 15th. As simple as that. Date of invoice or due date of invoice, whichever is early. Shyam is receiving legal services from lawyer Mr. Gyan. Shyam Limited, okay. Aggregate turnover of Shyam Limited in the preceding financial is 40 lakhs, which means it exceeds the threshold limit, assume. The information regarding the date of payment, invoice, etc. is as follows. Invoice issued by Mr. Gyan on 15th of April. Payment received is by Mr. Gyan is 5th May. Date of payment entered in the books of accounts is of Shyam is 1st May. So who's liable to pay taxes here? Shyam Limited or Gyan? Shyam Limited. Reverse charge mechanism is applicable. So what will be the time of supply for legal services? Is it a general case or special case? General case. Which section? Can anybody recollect the section number? 13.3. Wonderful. Section 13 is service and subsection 3 is reverse charge mechanism. So what is the answer? Date of payment or date of payment or 61st day from date of invoice. Here date of payment is in whose books of account? In recipient's books of account. Shyam Limited books of accounts. When was it accounted? 1st May. Then 61st day from invoice, which is 15th of April, 61st day, which will be the time of supply, which will be the earlier date. 1st May will be the earlier date. Question 62. Which of the following is not eligible? Okay. Which of the following person is not eligible for opting composition levy scheme? Okay. First one, ABC, a firm selling garments in Ahmedabad having annual turnover of 78 lakhs. They can opt. A startup company operating restaurants in Delhi having annual turnover 98 lakhs. They can also opt. A courier service company operating solely in Mumbai having annual turnover, and they cannot opt because they are into service. A trader selling grocery items in Orissa having annual turnover, they can opt. So C is the correct answer. Assuming that all the activities below are undertaken for a consideration, state which of the following is not a supply of service. Renting of commercial office, supply of service. An employee agreeing not to work for the competitor is supply of service. Repairing is supply of service. Provision of services by employee to employer in the course of employment is not a supply at all. Correct. Very good. Okay, so these are all computational questions. I don't want to take those questions. You try it at your end. Your answer is also there. You can check it. Okay. So that must have given you a good refresh of your memory with respect to GST. I'm pretty glad that some of you guys have picked up GST very well and you're able to answer most of the questions. That's very good. You should work on that further and solve a lot of more questions which is there in our practice manual. That will give you very good base with respect to GST answering. Okay, you look at how ICAI is expecting your answer. Okay. So I'll take a 2 minutes break. I'll quickly be back and we'll do half an hour more. We will take registration till 5:30. Can I have a quick AV check? Okay, let's look at registration. So if you look at the section numbers, no, we have already reached at all the sections till till 31 probably we have covered. Section 7 supply, 8 mixed supply, composite supply, 9 charge, 10 composition levy scheme, 11 exemption, 12 time of supply goods, 13 time of supply service, 14 for final actually, 15 is valuation, 16 conditions for availing ATC, 17 is apportionment of credit and block the credit, 18 is cases of availing the credit and reversing the credit, 19, 20, 21 is not applicable for your syllabus. 22 onwards, registration starts. What are the provisions that we have to learn? 22 to till 30, it is registration chapter that we will be dealing with. Section 22 says person liable for registration. Section 23 says person not liable for registration. Section 24 talks about compulsory registration. Section 25 talks about procedure for registration. 26 is deemed registration. 27 is special provision for CTP and NRTP. Now look at this. Person liable for registration, section 22, I've already covered it fully. 23, I've given you a very basic idea. In one question, we have approached it. 24 is some areas I've already told you, but few other areas are refreshed. 25 is procedure, which has an amendment which we need to spend some time on. That's only area where we have to spend time. 26 is nothing. They're saying that CGST, if you're registered, it's assumed to be registered in SGST also. You don't need to go ahead and again take a registration with the state officer. Section 27 is CTP and RTP. I've already told you the concept of CTP and RTP. We had detailed discussion. You remember Sundal, Arabic Sundal and all that. Now, what is the procedure? I told you up to 90 days. There are a few more procedures that we need to understand, and we'll look into the definition of CTP and NRTP if a bigger question comes. Then, what if I want to change a small area in registration? I change my office. How do I change my address in my GST registration? Then, Section 29 and 30 talks about cancellation and revocation of cancellation. There are questions coming in these two areas. That's something that we will discuss for half an hour or so. Okay. Section 22 is a quick recap. If the supplier is only making intrastate supply, section 22 threshold will be applicable. If he is making interstate supply, if it is goods, then I have to ask the question, is it handicraft goods? Then threshold limit will be applicable. If it's not handicraft goods, then compulsory registration will be applicable under section 24. For services, always threshold limits are applicable. This is our basic understanding. Now let's look at what is section 22 threshold. It's just a quick recap of whatever we have learned earlier. Okay, so first one would be how many type of states we have for registration threshold? 3. We have 3. We call it general category, special category, medium, special category, small. What is the code word for identifying special category, small? Oh, confused, little bit confused. TNM or TNM2 or TNM3? What was that? Are you sure? Okay, so let me ask you another question. Then you will get this answer correct. What was the code word for medium category states? So small category TNM2 is the correct one. In small category states, the limit is 10 lakhs for all. So second, medium category Saptam. In that M is Meghalaya. So in the other TNM, it is only 2 M's. You have Satnam 3, that is in composition levy scheme. Here it is Saptam and TNM2. Okay. So Tripura, Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram. Saptam is what? Sikkim, Arunachal Pradesh, Pondicherry, Telangana, Uttarakhand, and Meghalaya. Again, all other states are called as general category. Saptam, the limit is 20 lakhs. All other states, again, for the limit, we are classifying them into, are they supplying only goods or are they supplying goods and service? Okay, that's the category that we have. If they are supplying only goods, what is the limit that will be applicable to them? 40 lakhs. But every goods, or should I ask one more question? So if they are supplying PTI, what will be the limit? For PTI, limit will be 20 lakhs. All other goods, it is 40 lakhs. What about if I'm supplying goods and service or only service? What will be the limit applicable? 20 lakhs will be the limit if I'm supplying service or only service or goods and service. Okay. Now, one important amendment we have, which I'm going to discuss now. Okay. Let's look at this. We already understood the threshold limit that we have. So we said in general category states, if you're supplying only goods other than PTI, it will be 40 lakhs, PTI 20 lakhs, goods and service or only services 20 lakhs. Now, there's an amendment that has come to Finance Act through Finance Act, the second Finance Act after the government got changed, another Finance Act came in 2019. That Finance Act, a proviso was inserted, and it reads like this. A person who's exclusively making intrastate supply of goods can avail 40 lakhs limit even if he is providing services by way of extending loans or advances or accepting deposit insofar as the consideration is represented by way of interest or discount. This is a provision that they have. Can you just quickly read the provision and then try to understand what it says, what exactly it says? Now, I'll go to an example question. That will be much better. Can I go to this example? Suppose Mr. Vishnu is from Kerala, Calicut. He's a dealer of mobile phones and his turnover is 30 lakhs. Okay. So he's a dealer of mobile phones and his turnover is 30 lakhs. And he also has an interest income of 8 lakhs, which he is getting because he's giving some loans. Question number one, what's his aggregate turnover? Do you need options? Now, first question to you is this, whether interest is exempted or taxable. Is it an exempt service or taxable service? It's an exempt service. Should I include interest in aggregate turnover while computing threshold limit for registration? Should I include interest in computing aggregate turnover for checking threshold limit for registration? The answer is yes. Always, always. Second question. Should I include interest in computing aggregate turnover for the purpose of composition levy scheme? No, that is the only place you don't include. In case of registration checking, you will always include, but interest is an exempt supply. Now my question is this. Suppose Vishnu was only supplying mobile phones. What would have been there is no interest. What would have been the category for Vishnu to check the registration? In Kerala, he's supplier of goods and he's only supplying goods and other than PTI. What would have been the limit that will be applicable to Vishnu? If he is supplying only mobile phone and turnover is only 30 lakhs, what would have been the limit applicable? 40 lakhs. Now he's also having loan services. He's having interest income as well. Now, after he started getting interest income also, what will be the threshold limit that will be applicable for Vishnu? Will it be 20 lakhs or 40 lakhs? He's now providing services. What will be the limit? It will be still 40 lakhs. That's the only difference this amendment brings in. The amendment says that If you are having goods and interest, you treat him as who's supplying goods and apply the limit of goods. Should I include interest in aggregate turnover? Yes. There's no change in that. You include goods in your aggregate turnover, no change in that. Compute your aggregate turnover as 38 lakhs, but compare it with 40 lakhs. Are you guys with me? Okay. So your aggregate turnover is 30 lakhs. And you will be liable for registration, not liable for registration. Not liable for registration. Now, look at the third question there. Okay, third question. Assume Mr. Vishnu is providing education services for 8 lakhs instead of loan service. Now, in the example, please replace your understanding from he's a dealer of mobile phone as well as he's providing what service? Education service. Question to you. Education service, is it an exempt service? Education service. Say, suppose school. He's running a school. He's getting 8 lakhs turnover from school. Is school turnover exempt or taxable? That is exempt. Now, if Vishnu was providing mobile phone and he is a dealer of mobile phone and he's also having a school with a turnover of 8 lakhs, what would be his aggregate turnover? 38 lakhs again. Now, what will be the threshold limit applicable to Vishnu here? 20 lakhs or 40 lakhs? It will be 20 lakhs. This benefit of 40 lakhs will be applicable only when he's supplying only goods or goods plus interest, no other services. If it's education service or any other service, the limit will be still 20 lakhs only. So if he's having 30 lakhs mobile phone, education service 8 lakhs, his aggregate turnover is 38 lakhs, but his limit will be 20 lakhs and registration would be required as per section 22. Are you guys understanding this difference? What's the relevance of this particular additional proviso? Can I have a quick yes? Okay, correct. Now, section 24 is what we have to look at next, but then I think I'll not push you for that. I'll do that in the next session. Okay. So we have covered a long list of exemptions. What you have to do is that please take your time today and then please ensure that you go through that exemption in full. Okay. So possibly if my travel happens tomorrow, then I will not be available to take calls for 6-7 days. I'm in a place where I don't have a network. If I go, okay, I have to check for RT-PCR and things like that. So then only I'll be eligible to travel. But then if I'm going, then I'll not be available. So if you have any queries, please put it on WhatsApp. But then please remind me on 14th. 14th, I'll be back. So at least, or after 10th, any day you please give me a reminder. I'll reply to all your queries after that. Okay. So I think like I said, I need like 6 to 7 hours of your time, probably one more day of classes, and we would be able to wind up our discussion on GST. Okay. So if you have any queries at this point, you can always come ask me now. If we don't have any queries, then we can wind up today's session, and I'll see you in the next session after I come back. Thank you so much, Surup. Okay, no queries, I suppose. And please, I request you to go through exemption chapter today itself. Please take that time, no, 2-3 minutes extra. Probably 1 or 2 hours extra. Not 3 hours is too much to cover. 1 or 2 hours, if it will take. So please ensure that you cover that particular portion today itself. Okay. So once again, I thank you for your patient listening, and I hope you will have a great rest of the evening. Thank you.